Hello and welcome to today's episode. Here we have in this very battered box is a GAF 738 Super 8mm film camera which I purchased on eBay around about 10 years ago. I think I paid around £80 for it at the time, but I can't remember specifically now. As you can see, it comes with a lovely set of instructions which is in pretty good condition, to be honest. But I'm going to leave that aside for one moment and just concentrate on the camera. In here is where the film cartridge goes. Now unfortunately I can't find the cartridge I had. I thought it was in the box, but over the course of the years it's disappeared somewhere. I have no idea where it is. I would buy a new one, but the last time I looked I think they cost around about £50. And for the sake of just doing this video, I think I'll just leave it for now and maybe come back to it another time. As you can see, it has quite a big zoom lens on it which helps capture all those images. It's quite impressive really, especially from that era. And right here we have the trigger. So basically you pull back on the trigger and hold and it will capture the images. As soon as you let go it will stop filming. Simple as that really. Now to power it all, the actual power supply is located within the actual handle grip. Now if we move it underneath here, I need to get a penny piece just to unscrew it, and you see it just pops off, and as you see the cover just pops off and out slides the actual power pack. And it's actually powered by 4 AA batteries, which if you think about is not actually a lot of power, especially for what it's doing. So we'll just pop it back in and put that cap back on. It's a little bit fiddly, it's a little bit spring loaded, so we'll just get that coin again and slide it back into place. There we go. So if we look at it from the cameraman's point of view, so I'll just pull back the rubber protector for the viewfinder. Obviously you look through there and see what you're actually filming, so which is pretty handy. And here we have the film speed selector, so it can record at 24 frames per second or 18 frames per second or S, whatever S means. What does S mean? Let me find out. So the S is the function for using the remote control for running the camera. When I say remote control, it's still actually wired. It's not like what you get today with like TV remote controls. So on the top of the camera here there are a few buttons. The T and W are for zooming in and zooming out, and the 32S button, that's for slow motion, so that will record at a slower speed to get that slow motion effect and obviously give you more time on the film cartridge. It's really quite a sturdy unit. It feels really strong and sturdy and feels like it's going to really do the job. Maybe one day I'll find out. Now if we look inside this little booklet here, on this particular section here, it gives you some guides on how to use the lens correctly, and here it gives you some screenshots of what the various little functions do. Obviously I can go into more detail about it, but really what's the point? This particular model was produced by GAF, where it was made in Japan and sold in the UK between 1973 and 1976. GAF, which is an acronym of General Aniline and Film, was the camera brand name adopted by Ansco after 1967. GAF was not a major manufacturer as such, but they become a brand used in the US and the UK for marketing cameras, including cine cameras, built by other companies to their specifications. The recommended retail price for this back in the early to mid 70s was around about £140, which was quite a lot back then. So why did I buy this camera, I hear you ask? Well, back in my late teens and early 20s, I was planning on producing and directing my own short zombie film, and potentially enter them in various film festivals, and make loads of money, get discovered by Hollywood producers and directors and make spectacular films. However, I just never got around to doing all that. The reason why I decided to buy a Super 8mm camera was I guess I really believed I would be taken more seriously as a filmmaker if I was to enter them into film festivals. After all, great filmmakers such as David Fincher, Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, Oliver Stone, Quentin Tarantino, Sam Raimi and Peter Jackson cut their teeth in the early days experimenting and filming short films of their own on Super 8. But hang on a minute, what does Super 8mm actually mean, I hear you ask? Super 8mm film is a motion picture film format released in 1965 by Eastman Kodak as an improvement of the older double or regular 8mm home movie format. I won't bore you all with the technical details as it's all on Wikipedia, as you can see here. Have a look through, there's way much more information here than there will be in this video. Depending on the film cartridge you purchase, the film can capture images in either colour or black and white. On average, you will probably only capture around 3 minutes of footage due to its limited capacity. That number does vary depending on the camera you use and the speed at which you record at. It certainly isn't a lot of footage compared to today's standards, especially when you buy a digital camera and record hours worth of footage that goes directly onto the camera's internal hard drive or memory card. Super 8 film is available worldwide through specialty shops and online from major companies such as Amazon. Just one thing to add, generally Super 8 cameras don't record sound, although there are some exceptions to the rule. To record sound, you would have to use an additional recording device such as a tape recorder, or if you want to be modern, a digital sound recorder. Once you've finished filming your masterpiece, you then have to send it off or take it to your nearest camera specialist to get the film processed. This will allow you to view the footage you've taken. It is common to see now film sold with processing prepaid and for it also to be scanned digitally. It can be scanned in standard definition or you can have it in 4K resolution. Again, that does vary to where you have it processed. Be warned, it can be an expensive hobby. In the days before digital transfer, you would need one of these. It's a Super 8 film projector. Both the cameras and projectors are still available for purchase. Just look on eBay and you'll see many listings. I mentioned earlier about entering my unmade zombie film to film festivals. All around the world there is still a small but strong community of Super 8 lovers who share their films at events or online. I've included some links under the video to help you get started and give you a better idea of what it's all about. There are some really great amateur films out there, so just check them out. Anyway, that wraps it up for me now. I hope you've enjoyed this starter video. As I say, it is very basic, but I hope it gives you a better idea and, I don't know, maybe help you discover something new and a new hobby you'll enjoy. Bye bye.